In this video, we will learn how to define the class limits and boundaries for a grouped frequency distribution. In the first video in our series on constructing a grouped frequency distribution, we learned how to find the class width. We will now continue with this series by learning how to define the class limits and the class boundaries. Select a starting point. This can be the smallest data value or any convenient number less than that. The starting point will be the lower limit for the first class. We will use the minimum value of 3. Add the width to get the lower limits. Adding 8 to 3, we get 11 for the lower limit of the next class. Adding 8 again, we get 19 for the lower limit of the third class. We continue this process until we have lower limits for 7 classes. Find the upper class limits. Since our data values are whole numbers, we will subtract 1 from the lower class limit of the second class to find the upper class limit for the first class. 11 minus 1 is 10. We could continue to subtract 1 from each of the lower class limits to find the upper class limit for the previous class. 19 minus 1 is 18. Or we could add the width as we did with the lower class limits. 10 plus 8 is 18. 18 plus 8 is 26. 26 plus 8 is 34. And continue with this process until all upper class limits are defined. Find the boundaries. We define the boundaries in order to close the gaps between the classes. We will subtract 0.5 from each lower class limit and add 0.5 to each upper class limit. Beginning with the first class, that would give us boundaries of 2.5 to 10.5. The second class, 10.5 to 18.5. And notice that the gaps are closed. Also, these boundaries exhibit the class width of 5. So the next class will be 18.5 to 26.5, and then we'll continue with this process until we have all of our class boundaries. In this video, we learned how to define the class limits and boundaries for a grouped frequency distribution.